We'll start off with part A. So 3a equals 12. Remember there's a hidden multiplication sign in here, so it's 3 times a. The way to resolve this is to divide both sides by 3. If we do that, we're left with a on this side and 12 divided by 3 here. So a equals 4. Moving on to part B, we have 2b equals 4 minus 3b. What we need to do here is move all the b's onto the left-hand side. We can do that by adding 3b to both sides. So 2 plus 3 is 5b equals 4. We have minus 3b and we add 3b, we're left with nothing. Then the next step here, again we've got 5 times b, so we divide by 5. We're left with b equals 4 over 5. You can leave it as a fraction, or you can change it to a decimal. I'd leave it as a fraction, it's one less thing to get wrong. Part C. 2 bracket c plus 1 equals 5. There's a couple of ways of solving this. We could either divide by 2 on both sides, which would leave c plus 1 equals 2/5. I tend to try and avoid fractions until the last possible line. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to expand the left-hand side. So I'm going to do 2 times c is 2c. 2 times plus 1 is plus 2. That's going to be equal to 5. So I've done an expand here. Next step is I've got 2c plus 2 equals 5. And again I want only terms with c in the left-hand side, so I'm going to take the plus 2 and move it to the right-hand side by subtracting 2 from both sides. This will leave me with 2c equals 5 minus 2, which is equal to 3. And then I've got 2 times c, so I'll now divide by 2. This will leave me c on the left-hand side and 3 divided by 2 on the right-hand side. Okay, moving on to the final part D. 16 over d equals 80. What we're doing here is we're dividing by d. So d's on the bottom. This is difficult to deal with. So if I'm dividing by d, the opposite of that would be multiplying by d. So I'm going to go and multiply both sides by d. So I'm going to be left with 16 on the left-hand side and 80d on the right-hand side. Next step would be to divide both sides by 80. So I'm going to have 16 over 80 on the left-hand side is equal to d. This is a fraction, but it needs simplifying. You can't leave it as 16 over 80. So I know that 8 and 16 are 8 times table. So let's split that up. We've got 16 over 8, and 80 is 8 times 10. I know that I can split this up. This will be once and this will be twice. So this is going to be 2 over 10, and 2 over 10 is 0.2. So the final answer here is d equals 0.2.